You know it's a bad sign when the villain and the hero have better chemistry than the hero and his romantic interest. Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about Thor, the Dark World, which I will be continuing my Marvel Cinematic Universe marathon reviews. And yeah, so this is the next one on the list. And if you remember from last time on my last Thor review, I had stated that I really enjoy the Thor films. I think both of them are great films. And I think the second one takes it to the next step. I think this one is even bigger, better, and grander on a epic scale. So let's get to this. What did I think of it? First of all, the story. Thor returns and he goes to rescue Jane, who has been possessed by the ether, which is one of the infinity gems that will play a bigger part in things to come down the line. Now, Loki is also in this movie, and he must be freed from prison in order to help Thor defeat this new threat called the Dark Elves, led by Malekith. And together they must overcome this new threat and save the universe before it's all doomed. So, let's get to this. What did I think about Thor and his relationship with Jane in this movie? Was it still pretty much the same as it was in the last movie? Yeah, it pretty much was. To me, once again, the Thor and Jane relationship is one of the weakest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not just in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but in superhero films in general. I think their relationship is just plain and nothing interesting about it. I have to say that. It has nothing to do with the actors. I think Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman are great actors. I just feel their chemistry, their characters, don't have that connection. As a matter of fact, I think the Thor and Loki relationship is much more interesting. Whenever these two are on screen together, it's great. It's a lot of fun. It's really interesting seeing these two, how different they are, but in this movie they're forced to work together when we knew from the last two films they were at odds. So it was great to see them working together because they had this one connection together, which was their mother, and their mother is what kind of had Loki, kind of be faithful to Thor in some ways. Anthony Hopkins is in this movie, and, he brings in his A game as usual. He's really great. Malekith is one of the new villains in this film. And, his Dark Elves army. And, yeah, I mean, they're alright. There's not really too much to them, except they want to get this ether and take back what, the gods, the Norse gods, have taken from them. And yeah, that's pretty much it with them. There's not really much character development there, but I guess as a threat they serve their purpose. And they're not interesting, but they are a threat. They're there to do what is necessary. And for that reason, I guess it's fine. I feel like Loki did steal the show and their thunder, so maybe that's unfair because Loki has had like 2 movies already to grow on us, and I think Loki was a great villain from the first Thor film, but I feel like, they knew this, and maybe when they saw that Malekith and his army weren't that great, maybe they gave Loki's role a little bit more, because I heard they refilmed some scenes, or not just refilmed, but they added some scenes during reshoots. And some people have speculated that it was to add more Loki scenes, and that's what actually was said, I think, in some interviews as well. So, yeah, I mean, you can't help it. Loki's just an awesome character, and Tom Hiddleston, just like the last 2 times, knocks it out of the park. I think he even plays it even better in this movie, especially at that scene towards the end when he makes the turn, when he makes you think that he's betraying Thor, and then we find out he's actually helping Thor the entire time. I mean, Tom Hiddleston, just like such a great actor. It's amazing. This guy needs to get more roles. I'm telling you, if Hollywood, anyone in Hollywood is watching my review right now, cast more Tom Hiddleston, please. The action sequences, a lot of fun. The score is really good in this movie. I really enjoy it. I think I said this in the first Thor review, that I really think the Thor films have the best scores overall. So I'm glad to see it, even though it's a different score, which is something that I'm always like confused why Marvel does. Why do they change the score all the time? For me, the first and second Thor film have had both. Despite them being different scores, they're both great scores to me, and the best of all the Marvel Cinematic Universe films, in my opinion. Obviously, there are a lot of Easter eggs. One of my favorites being the Captain America cameo. I think everyone can agree with that one. Obviously, there's some setup there for the Infinity Gems, as I said before. Stick after the credits because there's a special connection to the Guardians of the Galaxy and where one of the stones will be, specifically the ether, I guess I should say, since that's the main stone in this one, right? Even though we don't see it in its stone form, we see it as a liquid type of form, but I'm guessing they somehow contain it in a stone. I don't know, but that's just what I'm guessing. So that being said, guys, I think this is a great film. You know, great supporting cast in this movie. Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston really carries the film and the weight on their shoulders. You know, Marvel continues to knock it out of the park. And I know a lot of people think this is like the weakest of the Phase 2 films. For me, I think this is one of the best ones and one of the best Marvel has. Definitely in my top 5. I really enjoy this film a lot. And maybe it's because I love the Thor mythology that Marvel has created. And I really love how they not just play with the mythology of the real mythology Thor, but they put their own little modern day spin on it. And I love the universe that they created. I love Asgard, you know, I love seeing that world. And I hope to see more. Of course, we're getting Thor Ragnarok, I believe, in 2017. I believe it's been pushed back a few months because Marvel had just added Spider-Man into their universe now. So it will be great to go back and revisit Thor because Loki's going to be back in that one. What is he up to, especially that little tease at the end, you know? And yeah, it's just going to be great to see what is going to happen in that one. I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, this one, if you haven't checked out Thor the Dark World, go check it out. Especially if you enjoyed the first Thor film. Even if you didn't think that one was all that great, check out this one because I think this one raised the bar on the Thor films even more. I felt it was more epic. I felt there was more that you wanted to see of Asgard. And yeah, it's a fun film overall. Some of the jokes are hit and miss, especially with Darcy. But if you don't mind some hit and miss jokes, you know, for all that, I'm giving this movie a 9 out of 10. It was really fun, and yeah, that's it, guys. Okay, so take care.